Hey guys, Ryan here. In today's video, I'm going to talk about, for the very last time in Warzone 1, the best sniper supports of the current season. I hope you guys enjoy this video. We're pretty much just going to get right into it. And the very first gun we're going to talk about is going to be the H4 Blixen. I am going to keep this section short, and if you're looking for any attachments, make sure you look down below in the description. But this thing is a beast. I would only really recommend to use it if you're more of an aggressive player. And if you're not too aggressive, if you're someone who's a more conservative player, not pushing people, I would wait for one of my later sniper supports I'm going to talk about. But if you are someone who likes to push people, you like an SMG that has a lot of mobility and a lot of damage, then this is the perfect combo. It can be used in the mid-range, which is the other thing that makes it good as a sniper support, but also on the flip side, it's very good up close, and it has easy recoil to control with super good mobility. That's why I think this thing is pretty much top tier in my eyes, and I'd really recommend for just most people to use it, especially if you're a more aggressive player and if you're someone who plays Fortune's Keep and Rebirth Island. So moving on from there, the second gun that we're going to talk about is going to be the CX9. Now this thing recently just got buffed, it was made even better, and this is one of my favorite sniper supports in all of Warzone. This thing is a little interesting because it has amazing hipfire, and that's the one thing you really need to take advantage of in close range gunfights. The kick is pretty manageable, it's pretty easy to control, it has good overall recoil control, good damage, and good mid-range damage, and it's just one of those Modern Warfare guns that feels extremely good to use, and that's why I really like it. As I said though at the start, you really have to focus on using the hipfire because that's the main strength it has. It's good in other ways, it's good in the mid-range, it's easy to use while aimed down sight, and actually has pretty decent strafe speed, but overall its mobility is kind of low, so if you're not using it with the hipfire, your mobility is going to be kind of hampered in gunfights, and it's just going to be overall a little worse than other options on this list, so that's why, as I said before, really do focus on that hipfire aspect. So moving on from there, we're going to get into the third gun we're going to talk about, and this is going to be a double combo. This is going to be the FFAR and then the Volks. I'm not going to have any gameplay for these two because the recordings I did have got really messed up and they're pretty much unwatchable, but they also fill the same role. These guns really excel in the mid-range. They're good up close because they have really good strafe speed, both of them, but they're more meant for the mid-range, and that's their strength. If you are commonly getting in gunfights about 10 to 25 meters away, these are the two sniper supports you really want. If you're someone who isn't really in close range gunfights that often, you're not too keen on pushing people, then these are probably the sniper supports for you. They're super good in the mid-range, as I said. They have really good strafe speed, pretty easy recoil to control, but they also just have really good damage in the mid-range, and that's why I like them. I would pretty much just use whatever one you have leveled up and you enjoy using more, and that's pretty much it. There is really no better option between the two. Some people might argue that the Volks is statistically better than the FFAR, but to me, it's a feel thing. If you think the FFAR feels better than the Volks, then just use the Volks. Both of these, as I said before, are more meant for the mid-range. So if you're an aggressive player, maybe stray away from them, but they're still good if you're aggressive because they have that super high strafe speed. So the final gun we're going to talk about is going to be the Bullfrog. Well, I am actually going to cover a couple honorable mentions after this, but right now we're going to talk about the Bullfrog. The Bullfrog, it's really not better in any one thing than any of the guns I mentioned, but it's a combination of pretty much every gun I talked about in this list, and that's what makes it stand out. It's pretty much a jack of all trades and a master of none, and that's where it actually is kind of a specialist weapon. This gun has 65 bullets in the magazine, it has good mobility, it has good mid-range damage, easy to control recoil, and the one thing I love about it is it's super rewarding for high skill players. If you hit headshots, you are going to delete people and it is going to be one of the best SMGs in the game. That's all you have to do. I know that's not that easy to do, but if you hit one headshot in a gunfight, you've pretty much guaranteed a win, and that's why I love it. As I said before, it has good mobility, it has a 65 round mag, which is going to allow you to kill multiple people, but it also has that mobility factor that some guns just lack. This thing has amazing mobility, and that is why I also love it. Of all the guns you could really pick to use as a sniper support, this is outright one of my favorites, and I'd recommend it to almost everyone. Now, before we move into this honorable mention list, I'm not going to have any attachments for these guns. It's not because I don't think they're good. It's just that I think that the first 5 I talked about are a little better, and I'd prioritize those, and I'm only going to put attachments for those. I'm not even actually put up text in the background. I'm just going to talk about them. The one honorable mention that I think a lot of people would like to hear is going to be the MP7. The MP7 is amazing, guys. It's still super good, but the reality is, as a sniper support, it's not that good on Caldera, and it kind of lacks in its overall damage range. It has good damage between 0 and 10 meters, but after 11, 12 meters, the damage falls off super bad, and that's a huge issue. You can fix it by using a barrel or changing your build a little bit. There's only so much you can do, and this is something you have to be aware of. On the flip side, the Modern Warfare AUG with 5.56 rounds is very similar, but it only has a 30 round mag in reality, so it's very high risk, high reward. If you're hitting your shots, it's going to be super good to use. It's going to feel awesome because of the high damage, but without it, it's not going to be that good. And last but not least, the XM4, Coulter AK-47, and the Grav are all great options as a sniper support, but their damage has been nerfed recently, and I would say that the FFAR from Cold War is going to be a little bit of a better option. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've been making sniper support videos for Warzone 1 for a long time. I love making these videos. I'm going to miss making them for Warzone 1, but with Warzone 2 right around the corner, we got a whole new batch of videos coming up. And I also just hope you guys enjoy the gameplay in the background. Thank you guys for all the support on the YouTube channel, speaking to my audience at large, and I just can't wait for Warzone 2. Thank you guys overall for watching this video. I hope you have a good day. It's been Ryan. Peace.